Hello, hello. This is the my artifact episode number 3530. All right. Today's date is um, 10 of August 2025. It's been almost like a morning at 8:10 a.m. Okay. What exactly is this thing? I got a mail from consolidated account across the mutual fund depository. Okay. All right. Okay. Should we jump? All right. So today's date is what exactly? Okay, 10th of August 2025. It's been almost like a morning at 8:11 a.m. All right. We directly jump into the psychological test. All right. Let's go. All right. So I'm actually giving the psychological test. Be specifically, I'm actually giving the test of Q-SOT methodology. Okay. Yeah. There is a 60 questions. Let's go through it. Let's go. All right. True or false? Critical of other people. False. What's a critical? You are a kind of like a critical means like that ki probably you are uh, critical of other people means like that ki you are kind of like a judging other people probably way more often. Is it or something else? I think that now I have to be know what exactly it means. Okay. Critical of other people. Let me translate this thing in Hindi. अन्य लोगों की आलोचना करना. Yeah, am I that person? No, I'm not really that person. I put the false. Anxiety occurs when conflicts start in a group. um Anxiety happened like basically this question is not meant to be your point of perspective. It's kind of like a telling a statement, and you have to be kind of like a tell that statement is true or false. That statement, it's not meant to be you. It's a kind of like a something that it's a statement. What is actually true or false? Okay, yeah. So statement is anxiety occur when conflicts start in group. Anxiety occurs when conflicts start in group. I wanted to understand this question little bit better, so I'm gonna go translate in Hindi. चिंता तब उत्पन्न होती है जब किसी समूह में संघर्ष शुरू हो जाता है. या दैट इज ट्रू. या inclined to follow a leader's advice. Inclined to follow the leader advice. That is true. Like basically is this thing, if there is a kind of like a leader who is actually giving the advice, more and more people are kind of like inclined towards that advice. So its statement is true probably. Okay, yeah. Non inclined to create close relationship with friend. Non inclined. Well, I have to be kind of like a something understand this question or every question little bit better, because sometimes I think but the मीनिंग इज कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट. दोस्तों के साथ घनिष्ठ संबंध बनाने में रुचि न होना. दोस्तों के साथ घनिष्ठ संबंध बनाने में रुचि न होना. इज इट ट्रू और फॉल्स? इज इट फॉल्स ना? like basically how do you create a kind of like a only relationship if you are not inclined towards them, right? So basically not inclined to create close relationship with friends, that is false. Okay, yeah, because if you wanted to create a close relationship you have to be inclined towards them. So this is completely false. Okay, yeah. Like friendliness in a group. Likes friendliness in the group. That is true, but still I wanted to understand this meaning of this question. Okay, because it's not kind of like a things that I would understand, but probably it's better to know what is actually meaning of it. समूह में मित्रता पसंद करता है. Definitely, yeah, that is true. Yeah. Incline to contradict leader. Okay, let me. What is actually meaning of that? Let me understand what is actually mean. Why the fuck is not working? Okay, inclined to contradict a leader. It means that किसी नेता का विरोध करने की प्रवृत्ति. किसी नेता किसी नेता का विरोध करने की प्रवृत्ति. I am kind of like I only understand this question, but not really understand. Okay, yeah, because it's sometimes a statement, but it's not a statement because it's a. It's like I don't really understand. Should I say true or false or what is this? Or I need a kind of like a only full understanding, or maybe I need even more information regarding about the statement. What is actually the leader? What is actually trying to say? Everything possible point of perspective. Being inclined to contradict a leader can stem into various factors, including the perception of the unfairness, desire, or more autonomy, or the belief, and things like that. Like it's kind of like giving me all those things that I just don't really understand what is actually meaning of that. So I think ChatGPT might be better. Explain in simple language. Okay, yeah, sure. What you want to explain? Okay, so this is a statement. Inclined to contradict leader means a person often disagree with challenge what leader says or decide. Um, is this statement is true or false? Whether it's true, it's false, depend on the person being described. The statement itself is just a saying simple someone trained to disagree the leader. Are you asking for always true in general, or if it's true for specific person? Inclined to contradict leader means person often disagree with challenges what the leader says or decide. I still not understand question. Okay, I will break it down to you. The question basically asking, does this person truly agree or disagree with their leader? If say yes, that is true. If say no, false. Does this person usually argue or disagree with their leader? It's not about leader in general, just whether the being personal described like to go against what leader says. Like basically this question now inclined to contradict a leader. Inclined to contradict okay, now I understand. Okay, are you inclined towards argue the leader, or uh, are you inclined towards agree with the leader? What exactly is this thing? Okay, now I understand this question. Okay, yeah. Inclined towards contradict a leader, like what is your statement? It's a kind of like a thing that na ki, let's just say there is a leader, whoever that leader might be. It's not leader means like a political leader or things like that, whoever that particular person. Okay, yeah. Okay, are you argue with that particular person who's kind of like a saying some sort of thing, or are you agree with that particular person who's saying some sort of thing? It's depend on factor now. It's depend on multiple thing. How do I supposed to say I'm agree or not agree? Okay, I need to know more and more information. Yeah, but it's try to tell your personality. Are you kind of like a simply always against, or always kind of like a something in favor? Inclined towards contradict leader, what should you say? What exactly your opinion? I think it would be better that I would incline towards contradict leader. It's like it's probably is this thing that ki I think I'm gonna put the true, but still I'm not really understand this question as much as it should supposed to be. So yeah. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Now these questions are kind of like a simply written or kind of like a simply cater for such a people who understand English much more well, like US and Europe people. Okay, yeah. I am from India, and yeah, this is kind of like a only English language, but still some of the words and things like it's very very different. Okay, yeah, because sometimes na, I think about the meaning of this word is something else, but the actual meaning is very different. Okay, yeah. So that's some kind of like a using chat gpt and Google Translate to understand this question more and more much better as well as possible, so that I would choose the option very much wisely. Okay, yeah. So that's why I'm kind of like a using this translator multiple times. Okay, yeah. So that I would understand more regarding about the gravity of the questions and things like that. All right. Question is, like one or two member of a group, like one or two member of the group, that is false. I like multiple, like I like entire group. It's not meant to be like one or two people in the group, but still, okay, this question is not kind of like a something entirely like it's not giving me the entire thing that I should supposed to be judge, or I should supposed to be say what is actually true or false or things like that. Or maybe it's not kind of like a something a statement that is kind of like considered as a true or false, like a 2 plus 5 is equal to 6. Is it true or false? Obviously it's a false, because in generalized 2 plus 5 is equal to, sorry, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Okay, so this is kind of like a statement is a very general, and probably it's always false in every scenario. Okay, yeah. 2 plus 3 is not is equal to 6, right? So this is what it is like, but this statement is a very different. It's not kind of like a somebody telling the journalized thing. It kind of like a it's kind of like a telling me a very uncompleted thing, like a like one or two member of the group, and is it true or false? Like what exactly statements kind of like a telling me, like should I supposed to say true, should I supposed to say false, should I supposed to, what should I supposed to say? Because it's not giving me the entire option, or it's not giving me the kind of like a somebody the context regarding about what is that statement is trying to tell me. Okay, yeah. Like one or two member of a group, like is it kind of like a my opinion, or is it kind of like a everyone opinion, or it's like I don't know, but it's kind of like the question is that like one or two member of a group, true or false? I'm not really sure. I'm gonna put the false here. Okay, yeah. Avoid group meeting and gathering. False. Yeah, I like to attend group meeting and gathering. Okay, yeah. Like and praise of leader. False. I think that na ki if you are kind of like a praising some sort of leader, that is also not really good. Having belief, that is okay, but praising is a kind of like a something that ki you have little less confidence inside of you for you, and you are kind of like a giving more and more confidence towards other people, hoping that other people kind of like a do something good to your life. That is completely wrong. So I think that na ki like the praise of leader, I'm gonna put the false here. Yeah. Independent in judgment and manner of behavior. Okay, I am not really understand this question a little bit better, so I have to be translate and okay. निर्णय और व्यवहार में स्वतंत्र. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you have to be kind of like somebody independent regarding about your judgment and your behavior. That is true. Ready to take the side in argument. False. I will like should I supposed to take any kind of like a side in any argument? I am making sure that argument should supposed to be quieted down as possible as it can. Okay, because argument turns into the conflict, it turns into the chaos, it turns into the bigger non-good thing. So probably taking side in argument, it's not meant to be right thing. Probably try to solve the argument or try to kind of like a simply make it little less, and we gonna talk wisely regarding about every possible scenario, good or right or things like that. Arguing is not a kind of like a things that key healthy conversation. So I'm gonna say false here. Inclined to lead other, that is true. I think that na ki lead other is a very essential skills and quality, and everyone should supposed to be inclined towards lead other, because in our society having more and more leader is really good. Leader means, I'm not saying that ki a kind of like a political leader or kind of like a religious leader or things like that. No, leader means like that a person who could take charge and kind of like a lead the way, which went to something really good community or things like that. So I'm gonna say put true here. Enjoy communicating with one or two friends. Like I like true, yeah, I like to kind of like enjoy communicating with one or two friend. Okay, yeah, if there is too much, then probably it started doing something really, yeah, it is gonna enjoy even more, yeah, but enjoy communicating with one or two friend, it's good, it's true, yeah. Outwardly calm at the sign of hostility between the member of group. Outwardly calm and sign of hostility between members of group. I am not really understand what is actually meaning of this question, so I'm gonna put the translate so that I would understand this thing little bit better. समूह के सदस्य के बीच शत्रुत्व के संकेत पर बाहरी रूप से शांत रहना. ओके, समूह के सदस्यों के बीच शत्रुत्व के संकेत पर बाहरी रूप से शांत रहना. ओके, आई एम गोना अंडरस्टँड लिटिल बिट बेटर. गटातील सदस्यामधील शत्रुत्वाच्या चिन्हावर, it's even more complicated. I don't know why, but it's like very much fucking complicated. Let me understand through ChatGPT. Uh, outwardly calm at the sign of hostility between the members of a group means when people in a group start fighting, arguing, or showing the anger towards each other, the person look calm and doesn't show the sign of being upset on outside, even if they might feel something inside. Uh, okay, so when people in the group start fighting, arguing, or showing anger towards each other, the person look calm on inside, but out person look calm in person look calm doesn't show anything on outside, but inside the chaos is actually happening inside. So what is that? Is this statement true or false? I think it would be a kind of like a something true, probably, because I I think I'm not really sure, but okay, is it true or false? Is it true or false? Um, that's asking when there is a conflict in the group, does this person says calm or outside? If yes, true. If no, false. Is it about the outward appearance, not what they feels inside? When conflict happen in the group, does this person says calm on outside? Calm on outside. That is true. Okay, yeah. Okay, now I understand this question. Okay, the question is that, okay, yeah, outwardly calm at the sign of hostility between the members of group. It means that in kind of like a members of group, people are arguing and things like that. What kind of like a personality that you have, that would you show argument outside your body, or calm on outside and being kind of like a simply chaos in inside? Which one person that you are? I think I am calm in outside. I would probably choose calm in outside. I would say put the true here. Yeah. Inclined to improve the mood of group. That is true. I wanted to improve the mood of group of people. Okay, yeah. Does not consider personal qualities of group member very important. What does it says? I am still not really understand the question. Is it? It's a very something. समूह के सदस्यों के व्यक्तिगत गुणों को बहुत महत्वपूर्ण नहीं मानता. समूह से it's why the fuck is this thing very much complicated? Let me understand through ChatGPT. Why not they are using a simple language so that easy to understand? Does not consider personal qualities of group member very important means the person thinks think like personality character or individual trait of group member are not very important when working together. If the person believes this true, if the person thinks personal qualities are important, false. The okay, I didn't really understand. The person think things like personally character or individual trait of the group member are not very important when working together. Okay, yeah, okay. So, okay, what exactly is this thing? What exactly this question means? Okay, yeah. Does not consider personal qualities of the group members very important means like that. What kind of like a person you are when you are working in a group? The individual person's thought process doesn't really matter in group activity. Like, is it exactly, is it now the person thinks things like personality character or individual trait of the group member are not very important when working together. So if the person believes this true, if the person thinks the personal qualities are important, that is false. I think I'm gonna put the false here. Yeah. Okay, if you still not really understand, okay, if you still not really understand this question, okay, let me explain this question even more better. Okay, yeah. Does not consider the personal qualities of group members very important. What is exactly it means? Okay, yeah. Let's just say you are actually in high school, okay, yeah, and you have to do a project. Okay, let's just say perpetual motion project. Okay, yeah. And in this particular project there are almost like a four people are assigned. So basically you plus four people, that means five people are actually working on perpetual motion project. Okay, if you don't really know what is actually perpetual motion means like that a mechanism that run by its own. Okay, yeah, that's why it's called perpetual motion. Okay, yeah. Also this is project a scientific project, right? Yeah, you need a kind of like a full of brain and things like that. So you plus four people, okay, are working together regarding about perpetual motion. You are kind of like a design, you are kind of like a thinking every possible scenario and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, let me explain. Okay, yeah. So in this group, let's just say five people. Okay, yeah, all those five people are not the same person, right? Definitely very different person. Different person means like that different thought process. Yeah, means like that ki not every person is really good in scientific project. Okay, yeah, like maybe five out of four people are really good in science, but the one person is not really good, like he is really good in art or kind of like a dancing or let's just say singing. Okay, yeah. So basically let's just say that that particular person is kind of like a something have a quality of singing. Okay, yeah. Is this matter in this scientific group of project? No, nothing really at all. It's not really essential. Does it really matter in scientific project or does it really essential? Not really. Like why do I supposed to be kind of like a something singing would be essential in scientific project? No, definitely not, right? Yeah, but wait, I just mentioned a singing, a kind of like a random thought. Okay, yeah, but there is a multiple ways. Let's just say that ki let's just say that ki a person who kind of like a create like a they have a group. Okay, they are kind of like a working on something project, perpetual motion, and they are actually working on particular thing. Okay, yeah, the one person says that ki we shouldn't supposed to be use wheel. Okay, why? Because it create friction, and when it create friction, the perpetual motion doesn't really happen as it should supposed to be happen. So we need a kind of like a something a very different thing, does not really connect with the surface, but it's glide on the surface. So we should supposed to be use electromagnet, because electromagnet is kind of like a create a similar polar, and when it kind of like a similar attraction, entire mechanism will gonna uplift, and it will gonna kind of like a something move by its own. Okay, yeah, it doesn't really require any kind of like effort and things like that. So which is also kind of like a only perpetual motion experiment, right? Yeah. So what exactly happened, what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that ki other person's qualities kind of like a improve the project in this field. Okay, yeah. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is this thing: are you a such a person that you consider that other person qualities in the group doesn't really matter in the group activity? Are you that person, or are you that person that is it essential to have multiple qualities of group member include their brain and thought process into this group project, so that this project would become even more better? Means like that key, it's like that key, like basically not the only one person kind of like a rule the entire project. No, everyone kind of like a add some sort of value, and that value is kind of like a comes from different person with different thought process. Okay, yeah. And when we put all those thoughts, everything into that project became something really good, right? So this is what it is, this is what kind of like a simple question. It's very hard, but yeah. So I'm gonna put the false here. I think that ki it is really essential for uh, other people qualities are essential in a group to make the things better. Okay, yeah. So basically I'm gonna put false here. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Okay, this question, the meaning of the question is like a very very something very strong, but the explain the way it is, it's a very like a okay, let me explain the question. What is it really says: does not consider the personal qualities of group member very important. Okay, yeah. It feels like I don't really understand what is actually meaning, but the meaning is this, like as I mentioned earlier, this is the meaning of that. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna put the false here. All right. Yeah, next question: tends to distract the group from its goal. I am not that person. I don't want to kind of like distract the group focus from goal. No, false. Satisfied by contrasting self with its leader, with a leader. Satisfied by contrasting. I am not really sure what is exactly contrasting. I have to be make sure what is actually contrasting. Let me translate. स्वयं को एक नेता के साथ तुलना करके संतुष्ट होना. Okay, okay, I understand, but regarding about the past experience, I would kind of like assembly go to the chat GPT and kind of like assembly says what is the meaning of that. Okay, yeah. Satisfied by contrasting self with the leader means the person feels good or proud when they compare themselves to leader and see how they are different. If they enjoy making the comparison true, if they don't get satisfaction from them, false. Ooh, okay, that's a really good question. That's a really good question. Okay, yeah. What exactly it means? Okay, yeah. Okay, the question is satisfied by contrasting self with leader. It means that are you a such a person that you enjoy compare with someone bigger than you? Okay, yeah. or are you such a person are not enjoy with a person that you bigger than you, like, okay, still not really understand now. Okay, let's just say, okay, yeah. It actually happened with me. So let's just talk. Okay, yeah. When I was teenager, means at the age of 17, okay, yeah, I was really influenced by artist named Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber is a singer, by the way. Is a pop singer in US America. Okay, actually Canada. He's actually from Canada, but mostly, okay, people actually known from US. So yeah, let's talk. So when I was a teenager, I was kind of like something jealous about the Justin Bieber because of the way that the things that he achieved. It was really amazing and it was really great. Okay, yeah, because at that time, I was just a kind of like a person that just like, I don't know, like basically is this thing when I first time I heard about this guy is exactly my age, like basically 1 year little less than me. Okay, yeah, he's kind of like a 1 year younger than me, and he achieved everything in his life way early in his life. Okay, yeah, and I was bitterly jealous and things like that. Okay, yeah, and then I started comparing my situation with Justin Bieber situation, and I realized that it's definitely like like he's like a very 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 far away from me, very very. Okay, yeah, I am not even kind of like a something being really kind of like a somebody competition or things like that. No, nothing really at all. But at that time, okay, when I was a teenager, at that time I love comparing myself with the Justin Bieber. I don't know why. I am not a singer. I am not like nothing really at all. Yes, but I was kind of like a something compare him that he like one day I will become his friend. Okay, yeah. So when I became his friend, I don't know how do I supposed to explain this thing, but I do compare. Like I was kind of like only imagine that he I would become a singer and I would kind of like a simply collaborate with the Justin Bieber, and we both are singing, and then just like in the crowd of thousands of people, and then like I don't know, yeah, it's kind of like a something like something that ki, what does teenager thinks at that time. This is what exactly I was actually thinking at that time, and I am not really proud of that, but still, how, how, so, uh, yeah, okay. Do you get it now? I did compare. So, um, I like to compare. So I'm gonna put the true here. Alright, yeah. So this is it. Thank you.